Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here, or you've been here before but have not subscribed yet, please do so, along with hitting that thumbs up button for me and dropping your comments. Also, if you are a subscriber and haven't turned on the notification bell, please do so you're alerted when I drop a video or go live. And I will be going live much more often as the season is coming to a close. The New York Knicks just played their 70th game tonight. And I got to tell you, it set off more alarms than glee for me. Even though it was a win, the New York Knicks pulled it out 122-103. But the Wizards are the worst team in basketball for a reason. None of the players they started tonight would probably start on any other team in the NBA. But the Knicks, they put out 5 starters. Campaign started tonight in place of Deuce, who was hurt. The other forwards start on most teams. Maybe Josh Hart doesn't start on some like more elite teams. But the other 3, OG, McCall, Cat, all starters on any other team in the NBA. And this team let a 33-point lead dwindle down to just 4 in the fourth quarter. That is alarming, especially in light of what has happened recently. They drop a game to the Spurs, which was completely shocking. And then they go to Charlotte and lose that game. Now, I didn't do a recap for the Charlotte game. I was planning on doing it. I was going to go live. I just could not summon the energy for it, honestly. Everything that needed to be said had already been said by everybody else. You can read Steve Popper. You can read Bondi, whatever, The Athletic. The Athletic. You can read what the trilogy says there. They're all on point. You can watch Macri, you can, CP, everybody. They're all on point. But here I'm going to tell you the truth about this team. This team's in trouble. For the first time this season, I feel like this team doesn't quite have what it takes to do what it needs to do in the playoffs, especially watching what's happened in the last 3 games. The disinterest in playing the right way, the lack of, focus to execute defensively and offensively, the inability to just chop the head off an opponent once you have them on the guillotine. You let them go. You give them a few drinks. You invite them to the party. What the fuck is that? This is not a championship type mentality. And that's what I'm concerned about. Totally concerned about. And I get it. The players are the ones who play the game, but the coach is the one who sets the tone. I called it a long time ago. Not that long ago. What was that? About a month and a half ago? Maybe 2 months ago. I said, this is the time to fire Thibs and bring another coach in. Well, nothing has changed, honestly. Nothing has changed about that. Today, I still feel the same way about that, except you can't fire him now. We're stuck with him. This is our coach for the rest of the season. So now we got to hope and pray that the players, and then once Brunson comes back, with his fucked up ankle, we hope that he can somehow marshal an ability to be able to impact the game offensively the way he has in the past, and maybe get the others involved enough so that this team can go back to being the lethal, dominant, offensive dynamo that they were. And then bring in some of that defense. I'm hoping for that. But how high is my belief in that? Well, after these last 3 games, it's down to about... Oh, wait, where'd my hand go? Gone. And I'm so bummed about that, man. And I'm sorry if you're watching this and you're pissed that I'm not happy, jovial about it all. But look, I'm just here to tell you how I feel about what I watch with this game. And I love the game of basketball. And I love the Knicks. I want my team to be the best team in basketball. One day before I pass, I want that to happen. It's been 53 years. 52 years. I don't think it's happening this year. I don't think it's happening with this type of team, the way it's constructed, what I've seen lately, especially with this coach as at the head of it. It's just the way I see it, guys. Welcome into the Knicks-Verse. Here it is. Knicks beat the Wizards 122-103, 19-point victory. You think, okay, why are you so upset, George? Okay, let me show you. Let me show you why. Let me show you guys why. If you missed this game, because anyone who watched the game knows exactly why I'm upset. Look at this. Over here in the fourth quarter, the Knicks once had a 33-point lead. Rarely do you ever see a lead tracker chart like this. It's like, this is a rarity. 33-point lead all the way down to 4. And then Campaign hit a three-pointer, big three-pointer. But Campaign is not the guy to start. Tyler KOLEK should be starting these games while Deuce and Jalen Brunson are not available. Let Camp come off the bench, and help give you some little offense here and there. But the guy who can establish a tone and get everyone involved and play the right way is Tyler KOLEK. And tonight, Tyler KOLEK in just his first 5 minutes of play picked up how many steals? How many assists? In his first few minutes of play, he picked up 5 assists or something like that. Right away. He finished only with 8 assists, but immediately he made a huge impact in the second quarter and the first quarter. But look at this thing. Look at the second quarter. That's when they were building their lead. And as they went into the third quarter, they put the lead, and then they got switched off. Their focus went away. They went away from what was working, and they became susceptible to the high pick and roll that Washington was putting in place. And what was the adjustment from Thibs? No adjustment. No adjustment whatsoever. It's truly shocking that a coach like Thibs could allow this to happen. Look at the team comparisons here. All right, so the Knicks, we did win the rebounding battle, +8 right there, and we were +8 in assists. So that makes sense. That makes sense in terms of we were +19 in the final score. We had 13 steals, 3 blocks, only committed 14 turnovers, which is pretty good. We forced the Wizards into 20 turnovers. But when you look at the points conceded off turnovers, they were much closer than you would want them to be. The Knicks outshot them from the field and outshot them from the three-point line and outshot them from the free throw line. But when you look at the second chance points, Washington, 18-14. Points in the paint, Washington, 56-52. Washington, they just lost the fast break points by 4. They're the worst team in basketball. If this performance was put against almost any other of the 29 teams in the NBA, this is an L tonight for the Knicks, and they would have lost their 3rd game in a row. And they lost to the Charlotte Hornets previously and the Spurs, tanking teams that want a chance at Cooper Flag. So there's nothing to be excited about here tonight. Nothing at all. Nothing to be excited about what's happened in the past 3 games. I'm mortified, honestly. I really am. Mikal Bridges did have a good game offensively. 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists for him. He definitely delivered offensively. He was 4 of 5. Oh, actually, no. He was 4 of 8 from the three-point line. 50% for him. 50% overall. He shot 10 of 20 in his 27 points, and he was a +25 tonight. Outstanding game for Mikal Bridges. But here's what I want from Mikal. I want Mikal, when he steps on the court, to look at himself and everybody else and look at himself and think, I'm the best player on the court and I'm going to shove that down your throat. He kind of somewhat dances around that concept, but he can be that guy. He can be that guy, especially with his defensive prowess. He could shut people down and light people up. He needs to believe that every night for this team to rise above his coach's deficiencies. That's not now what I'm going to start calling this. Thibs is limited. There's no way, shape, or form to describe it in any other way. He is a limited head coach, but he is the coach for the remainder of this season. And the only way this team can give the fans what they have been craving for almost 20 years now, which is an Eastern Conference Finals appearance, is if this guy plays like a superstar. And he can. He can. He's shown it. He has the ability to it, but he's got to commit to it. He's got to look at himself that way. Let's hope that it happens. Let's hope that it happens. All right. This guy, though, is a superstar. Unbelievable offensive weapon. This guy is 31 points, 11 rebounds, 20 of 10. He, though his three-point shot wasn't there tonight, he was only 1 of 5 from the three-point line, 10 of 13 from the free throw line. He picked up 11 rebounds. No offensive rebounds, though. 0 offensive rebounds. He did commit 3 turnovers, but he finished with 31 points. Good, productive game for him, but something that is a little distressing. I don't know if you watched the post-game interviews with him. They asked him, what did you think about when the team gave up the lead and it got down to just 4? He's like, wait, what? That's how tight it got? He had no clue. That's how tight the game was getting. I don't even know how to interpret that. Honestly. It's just, is that a player who's just so focused on the moment? He's just so locked into the moment. He's not looking around, doesn't see what's happening, and he's just trying to execute the next play as best as he possibly can. Or it's a player who's just kind of oblivious. I'm going to side with the former. So let's hope that it's just one of those things. But I was shocked to hear him say he didn't realize that the lead got chopped down to 4. That was stunning, honestly. And then Tyler KOLEK. Finally, Tyler KOLEK got some playtime. And the reason he got playtime is because Jalen Brunson has an injury. And the update today came out. He began controlled court work, and his status will be updated 1 week from today. That makes me think that he will not be back for at least 10 to 14 days. It sucks, but that's what that leads me to believe. So there's no deuce. Campaign starts. And part of me feels like, well, I don't want to say this yet. I'm going to hold this part. Look at my notes. KOLEK. I got to say, KOLEK, this is finally gets some first quarter minutes in this game. The first time that he's had it in since January 1st. January 1st game. First time he got some first quarter minutes. He makes an impact immediately right away. 4 assists in 5 minutes of play. He set up Mikal Bridges for a beautiful corner 3. Boom. Awesome. I love the way he distributes the ball. He can actually get into the paint. He can break down the defense. He can turn the corner, which is something that we've seen Deuce struggle with of late. And his whole modus operandi is to feed his teammates, unlike Campaign. So, my opinion is if Deuce cannot play the next game, you start KOLEK. Let's see what this guy has. Payne is a veteran. His ego's not going to be bruised. And also, he's fine. He'll be fine. Let KOLEK start and let him completely be the floor general for a game, for an entire game. Let's see what happens. That is what I would like to see. He delivered 8 assists tonight, 3 steals, no turnovers. Only 4 points. I do wish he shot better tonight. He was 1 of 4 overall, but in his 18 minutes of play, he was a +5. It should have been 28 minutes of play. That's what my opinion about that. Here we go. Here are the stats. I don't have highlights tonight. So if you're looking for highlights, I'm sorry. Check out House of Highlights or NBA.com or whatever. Check that out. I don't have the highlights tonight. I could not even bear to watch them, honestly. Because they don't reveal anything for us in terms of what this team can achieve in the playoffs, which is really what most of us are concerned about. All right, Bridges, like I said, shot 50% overall, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 27 points. OG Anunoby, fantastic game for him. Man, he made 2 back-to-back three-pointers in that second quarter to get the lead up to 39-25. Outstanding for him. 4 of 5 from the three-point line. The three-point shot returned tonight for Mr. OG Anunoby. He finished with 3 assists and 2 rebounds and 23 points in 31 minutes of play. Karl Anthony Towns, 31 points, 11 rebounds, as I mentioned before. Cam Payne, 13 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds in 30 minutes of play. So he had less assists than KOLEK did in 12 additional minutes of play. Take that for what it is. Josh Hart, again, another offensive struggle tonight. 40% from the field. He missed all 3 of his three-point shots, but he did get 12 rebounds tonight, but could not crack the double digits in points. 9 points for him and 12 rebounds. Precious Achiuwa, 12 minutes. He looked a little better tonight, I got to say. He finished with a +11, but still, there was that tweet out by Cynical New York or Cynical New York Knicks or whatever on Twitter saying that he was being investigated for gambling. Obviously it's not true. It's not true because nobody else verified it. It was obviously a joke, but was it? I mean, it does seem like that. He's playing like that. Some of the decisions he makes are very suspect. He only played 12 minutes tonight. Mitch Robinson, 17 minutes of play, 5 rebounds for him and 4 points, 2 of 3. And Landry Shamet, 15 minutes, 1 of 4 for him. 1 of 4 from the three-point line. I don't understand why Landry Shamet cannot figure his offensive game out. That's all we ask of you. Make 40% of your threes when you're out on the floor. He cannot seem to handle that and produce that. And Tyler KOLEK, 18 minutes of play, 1 of 4 for him overall. He only took 1 three-point shot, 4 points, but he did have 18 assists. The Knicks shot 37.1% from the three-point line and he shot a little over 48% from the field in general. Did get almost 50 rebounds and almost 30 assists for the Knicks. Here's the plus-minus. Mikal Bridges a +25, Towns a +20, and Josh Hart a +22. OG Anunoby +12 and Payne a +14, Precious a +11, and everybody else, I guess a +1. Oh, those are they were in garbage time. Watson got in the game, Beauchamp got in the game, but that was garbage time. Shamet was a -8, and same for Mitch Robinson. Very concerning. And Tyler KOLEK, in his 18 minutes of play, 18 and a half minutes of play, he was a +5. I think he showed that he has the ability to be to be the floor marshal, the floor general off the bench. He's showing that. He's showing that right now. And tonight, we've been waiting for that. We've been waiting for that example. He finally showed it to us tonight. Here are the Wizards numbers. Sarr, 3 of 10, only 8 points for him. Keontae George, 50. Look, I mean, would Sarr start on any other team? Would George start? Maybe. Well, he was starting, I think, for Utah for a little while. Champagnie, would he start? No. Poole, I don't even think Jordan Poole would start on most teams. He would be the 6th man to come off. He finished tonight in 28 minutes with 25 points. He shot 9 of 17 overall. And Bob Carrington, would he be a starter? No. This is a terrible team. And the Knicks were only at a 4-point lead with about 10 minutes to go in this game. That is utterly a shocker. Marcus Smart came in, 6 of 11, 17 points for him. He might have been an interesting guy for Leon Rose to have brought to this team during the right before the trade deadline. He might have been interesting to bring on this team. Here we look at the team comparisons here. So here you can see the points conceded off turnovers. We conceded 20 points off of 16 turnovers tonight. 16 is high for the Knicks. Now, we were able to, like, claw back 26 points, so we ended up being a +6 there. But that's not the way you want to be. You want to be plus double digits in points conceded off turnovers to be a winning team. To be a winning team. A team that goes far. We lost the points in the paint battle. And we did win the points, the fast break points, almost offset. Actually, we were -2 in that respect. And then we did pick up 29 assists, so that's good. That shows that the ball was moving. So when we were scoring, which we were scoring at a pretty high clip, I mean, we ended up with 122 points. That's decent. So it shows that they were willing to share the ball and they were able to, deliver on that end. Beautiful in that respect. All right. It's really all I want to talk about with this game. Now I want to talk about the Knicks in general. Okay, we're missing Brunson, who's obviously a pivotal part of this team. Obviously. It is incredibly disappointing, though, that the team has not been able to rally around each other and overcome his absence in a significant way. A win tonight, I mean, if this team had lost tonight, imagine how we'd all be feeling. This would have been the third time we would have lost against a tanking team, and we were just up only 4 points with just a few minutes left in this game. I know, look at the final score, but that's not really where we were at. The focus of this squad is very concerning right now. It makes me wonder if, what are they playing for? Are they playing for next season? Is that what it is? Man, I hope not. Because you cannot count on anything beyond the moment. You cannot count on that. Even Brunson returning. What if he returns? And his ankle doesn't quite let him be the guy he was. And he's playing 80%, 85%, the version of what he was. Is that enough for this team to overcome even the Pistons in the first round or the Pacers, whoever they end up facing in that first round? I don't know, man. It really brings that into question. Even though I said previously that I do believe that this Knicks team could totally beat the Pistons. But after watching how lackadaisical they became in that third quarter and early fourth quarter against this team, I don't know. Is it just fatigue? If it is, then what's the remedy? There is none. If the Knicks finish in the top 6, that means what do they get? They get almost a week. They get about a week of rest. Is that enough to heal the wounds of what the regular season has brought upon them, of what the overplaying by their head coach has brought upon them? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I do hope that it could, but I'm not so sure anymore. I'm not. And I hate to leave it this way, but it's going to have to, the last 12 games of this season are going to have to convince me otherwise, that they actually could rise above what they have shown us before of late. Because they have shown us some greatness. They have shown us that they could be the most lethal offense in the NBA when they're all cooking. They have shown us that when they need to get stops more recently, that they can get them. So it's a matter of, can they bridge those two versions of the Knicks together in time for a deep playoff run? Man, I'm hoping they can. I really do hope they can. All right. Thank you so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button for me, and drop your comments. I tried to read them all. You guys are my co-collaborators. You definitely help me tremendously. All right. I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.